I've just got to put a bit more blocking in, just so the floor has something to sit on. Imagine this is the bottom plate of my wall frame, so it'll sit on there, and obviously the floor going in afterwards, we can't have it floating. Re-measure where 2.7 will be, so there's 2.7 there, which leaves me 20 mil for the other sheet to sit on, that's heaps. Yeah, this won't take long. That's that one end done. So there's my outside stud block, inside stud. And if you're not sure why I've done it like that, I'll explain when the walls are up. It all makes sense then. I've just got to carry on putting these studs in at 600 center. 1, 2, 3, 4 to go. Well, that is my rear wall frame finished. I've just got to put some dwangs in between the studs. The dwangs just stop the wall sort of, going side to side like that. It doesn't have to have them, but I'll at least put a row of dwangs in the center, because these studs will have a slight bow in them, so it'll just help take that bow out. But as the outside is going to be clad with plywood, shadow clad, the inside is going to be clad with plywood as well. So those two sheets of ply, they're going to brace the walls so incredibly strong, it'll be stronger than any dwangs that'll be in here. A lot of builders now, they will line their framing with plywood, which acts as the dwang support to stop the wall shifting. That is a 4 meter long wall frame. It is going to be heavy. I'll stand it up, attach it to the frame, and then just bash it with a hammer, get it square. I'll just leave that one there and start on another. My cladding sheets are 2 meters 445 mil long. Taking into account that I want the sheet to cover this, so water is going to drip off here. I have made my wall heights lower than standard. Standard wall height in New Zealand from floor to ceiling is 2.4 meters. Taking into account 100 mil bottom plate of the frame, top plate of the frame, double top plate, 250 mil. So my wall height is going to be 2 meters 195, which is obviously lower than standard. So the bottom of that there is 2 meters 195. If that ceiling was flat, it would look confined, it would be terrible, it would be way too low. As the ceiling is open and pitched, you can get away with a shorter wall height and it still feels like you got that space. The only reason I'm doing that is to utilize the materials the best way I can. Top of the sheet obviously tucks in up there. Bottom of the sheet is overhanging slightly, so water is dripping off, not touching the frame. I guess that's the good thing about making a tiny cabin. You don't have to stick to traditional rules. If you want your walls to be lower with the open high ceiling, doesn't matter. It still feels roomy. Yes, my interior cladding, I need to cut them shorter because these sheets are 2.4 long, so I've got to trim them down. But that doesn't matter because the exterior cladding is $75 per sheet. These were $17 per sheet. I am thinking of using this smaller window. That's 1200 high, 1600 wide. Do I put that window on this wall here or on the end? I think if it goes on this 4-meter front wall, it'll get the morning sun, which is peeking up over there now. It's just exactly the same as the other, except it'll have a window opening. Second wall almost completed. I'm going to put that window in beside this stud here. So this one is 1800 on center. So I'm going to put another stud in beside there, and that will support the header. So I'm going to make the window opening 1610 because I want a 5mm gap either side of the window frame. One, to make sure it 100% fits into the hole, and secondly, you need that wiggle room so you can get the window perfectly level. And once you got it level, you just put shims under the frame, all good to go. I can't believe it's the middle of winter. It's hot today and I'm sweating like crazy. Well, I've got the header in, got the studs in underneath the header. Hopefully I haven't made a dog's ass of that. 1620, so that's fine. 10mm each side of the window is good. I'd rather have too much room than not enough. 1620, beautiful. It's 1200 deep, so 1200 from the top of the header, and then brace the bottom. Oh, finished. Quite a bit more work when you're putting in a window frame. Oh, Jesus. It's amazing how much extra weight just having that frame in there is. So as with the first one, I'll get it up, get it square, brace it, and then I'll put the dwangs in after it's square. The end ones are going to be nice and easy because they're light, shorter. The door's going on this end. That one is maybe a solid wall. I'm going to try to lift this wall up without hurting myself, but if I do, at least it's on camera. Oh, come on. Making me nervous. I'll get it level, but at least it's up there and I know it's not going to fall over. It's actually pretty good that way. Now, nearly died. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Oh, it wasn't quite as terrifying as I thought it was. So I've just got to make this one end wall that has the door, and then I'll square them all up, make sure they're level. That would be better than I thought. So when I mentioned about the framing on the end of the wall, stud, block, stud, the reason for that is measure 600 from the inside stud for your plywood or jib board to go on, because they're all 1200 wide. There's a gap there, I know. I haven't leveled these up yet. The edge of your sheet of ply or jib has a solid face to screw to there, and also there. I think that's pretty common knowledge, most people know that. I've just got that one end wall to put in with the door, but it's just rinse and repeat of what I've already done. I'm going to wrap this up here before my camera actually craps itself because it's getting wet. So the next one will be framing out the roof.